going on? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is yet another weekly edition of our retro WWE review show. This week, Sunday Night Heat, December 20th, 1998, 22 years ago from the date of this upload. We're going to run through the whole show. A lot of craziness, a lot of good stuff that I saw on the show. Before I get into it, I'm your host. I'm Corey Smith. I'm joined by the main roster mate himself, Mr. Jose Oseguera. He is right over there in the direction of that pen where I'm pointing. There we go. How are you today, sir?
Very well. How are you doing? And most importantly, how is everybody out there doing? I hope you guys are doing well. End of year is approaching, and we're just getting off of a 1998 rock bottom pay-per-view and a Monday Night Raw. So this is the Heat following those episodes.
Yeah, I feel like they're at least taking the sidetrack of Stone Cold Vince right now. Like, it's not the number one thing going on for Vince. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Rock and Mankind are going back and forth. They're taking the sidetrack. They're not going right to Austin Rock right now because, I mean,
it's too soon. Don't pull the trigger. Don't lose your load before WrestleMania.
Yeah, Austin is going to the Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks, about a month from now. And
he is going in number one.
Number one, with Vince McMahon coming in number 31. Or 30, sorry. And, yeah, so let's get into it. Before I do, if you like what you're watching, if you like what you're listening to, please click the thumbs up button below. And if you're not watching on YouTube, then click whatever button below that lets us know you like what you hear, because it really helps boost the rating of the show, lets more people know about us, and the bigger we get, hey, maybe one day we'll get a budget and we will have better and more shows. So thank you. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and hit us up on social media, on Instagram and Facebook at City Wrestling Radio, and Twitter at CWR415. And those handles are down below. Let's get right into the show, shall we?
Can I first give a quick little, what do you call it? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to promote another show of ours, and it is the CWRs.
Oh, my goodness.
Time of year again, and it's fast approaching. The votes have been tabulated, and we have the results for you guys.
Well, currently the machine's still tabulating the votes, but next week, the show, you're right. Thank you. I forgot about that. December 27th, premiering 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. That's right. It's not just getting uploaded. It's a fucking premiere, man. The third annual City Wrestling Radio Awards, also known as the CWREs, next week. And yeah, we're going to have special guests presenting from other cool Bay Area podcasts. We're also going to have a bunch of awards: Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year. And when I say Wrestler of the Year, it's broken down into two categories: Female Wrestler of the Year and Male Wrestler of the Year. Best Stable, Surprise of the Year, and to this show, just so everyone watches this show knows, the Retro Award, which is kind of like the Lifetime. I feel like it's like our version of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
Basically, the Retro Award, it wasn't voted on by the fans. It's somebody who we pick, is somebody who showed, just fucking badassery and all throughout all of our retro shows we watched, and of course we only started it a couple months ago. So basically 1998 Sunday Night Heat and SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Rock Bottom, And did we do another one? Was there another pay-per-view along the way? Oh, I mean, Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
That does get counted.
It counts.
Counts. So somebody in the last quarter of 1998 will win that retro award. Check us out at youtube.com/ whatever the code is this week. But hey, subscribe to us. Then you'll know.
I already have my winner.
Well, Ty Dillinger. Oh, I thought you meant Ty Dillinger. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Sunday Night Heat, December 20th, 1998. Real quick, what did you think of the show overall?
You know what? Because it's coming off of a pay-per-view and a very jam-packed Monday Night Raw, this is actually pretty good. For Heat, again, we have to change the measuring stick when it comes to Heat because it's not your average show. It's 1 hour, and it's pretty much a recap of what's been happening lately. So That being said, this is actually a pretty decent show.
Yeah, no, I thought this was a really fun show of Sunday Night Heat with a lot of actually pretty good matches and angles. No Kurt Angle, but a lot of good angles leading into this. I'm actually getting tired, though, again, of Shane McMahon on commentary.
Yeah, they brought him back for the second week in a row since about a month off.
Yeah, and this is also this is starting to be Triple H's push into the main event because he had the match on Monday Night Raw, correct, against The Rock, where he got screwed out of the title. He almost won, but he got the screw job, the Vince screw job. But let's get into the full show. We kick it off with Kevin Kelly and Shane McMahon giving us the rundown of the night, but they kind of only tell us that we have Mankind in a quote-unquote fatal four-way match tonight.
Yeah.
But the other three members of that match are Ken Shamrock, the Big Boss Man, and The Rock. So it's kind of more like a 3-on-1 handicap match. But we'll get into it when we get into the main event. We kick it off first.
Yeah, I have some gripes about the main event, but we'll get there.
Yeah. We kick it off with X-Pac versus Tiger Ali Singh. So apparently the Brood is on the hunt for Tiger Ali Singh, and
for no apparent reason, too.
No apparent reason, yeah.
We got the recap, and it never really said why they were attacking him.
Yeah, I think
to fill time, ladies and gentlemen.
I think the main reason of this match is to establish X-Pac's next rivalry. I think, because
it is a little program that goes on for a little while.
If you listen closely, no, I'm not talking about Tiger Ali Singh.
No. X-Pac's what is
Shane? Yeah, Shane McMahon. Because the entire match, I mean, I think Shane references like, oh, that European title would look great in the corporation's hands, and X-Pac, like he's always facing a bigger competitor because he's always so small. He's like Gumby. Kept calling him Gumby, I think, for like
because he's resilient and he snaps back into place or something like that.
Let's see. Tiger Ali Singh pounds away on X-Pac. X-Pac fights back with a series of kicks. Bronco Buster to the X Factor pin. 1, 2, 3.
Blink and you'll miss it.
I didn't mind this match at all, but you're right.
No,
blink and you'll miss it. X-Pac looked good enough to make Tiger Ali Singh looked good, and I think they kind of evened each other out at that point. Like, because Tiger, he wasn't that great in the ring, but X-Pac was really good, so he made the match look better.
Yeah, this is X-Pac in his heyday. He's peaking right now, right?
Yeah. Then we have the corporation. They're backstage in a team huddle, just kind of talking plans. It's like HBK, Ken Shamrock, and The Rock, all just kind of chatting away.
Hello, boys.
Yeah.
Hello, boys.
And then we have a tag team match. Brian Christopher teaming with Kevin Quinn, who's making his return. Did
I miss something on Monday night? What's going on?
Well, as you remember, Kevin Quinn did beat Brian Christopher. Was it Sunday Night Heat or was it the actual Sunday Night Heat going into Rock Bottom last week? And now Scotty Too Hotty, as he's referred to now, is injured. So Kevin Quinn, I guess, joined forces with Brian Christopher, and they're a tag team. So the entire match, though, they're just still insinuating on, Scott Taylor and Brian Christopher's relationship.
Oh my God, that one part where Scott Taylor goes, "What, you think I'm funny?" Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, the entire match, and there was a part where he's like, "What are you trying to insinuate?" And Kevin Kelly, I love him in this because he's actually trying to be like, "Hey, nobody's judging you, Scott Taylor. We just want to know what." I'm like, okay, well, let him be. If no one's judging him, let him be.
Yeah. But that line, you think I'm funny like that? Or I'm funny? Wow.
Mark
98 sensibilities.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Mark Quinn and Matt Hardy start this match because, like I said, Brian Christopher and Kevin Quinn versus the Hardy Boys. Around the World Hurricane Rana to Matt Hardy. Didn't look that good. Christopher tossed into the ropes and into Jeff Hardy. Christopher then dances to stop Jeff from attacking. But Matt hits him from behind. They do a double team maneuver on him. Jeff hits a senton to Quinn when the ref is distracted by Matt Hardy. We have a skull-crushing finale to Jeff Hardy by Brian Christopher from behind. Jeff hits Quinn with an awkward-looking dropkick while Jeff, I believe, was coming off the top rope.
Yeah, they both came off the top rope.
Yeah.
Ooh, but Jeff, when he came off the top rope, looked nasty.
Oh, no, that's what it was. Quinn was coming off the top rope. Jeff gave him a weird-looking drop kick.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Christopher then hits the knees. He gets his knees up for a moonsault by Matt Hardy. Jeff gets on the top rope, goes for what looks like a reverse 450 splash.
Yeah.
And Brian Christopher dodges. Quinn,
and he ate some canvas on that one too. Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah. Quinn.
He came in face and shoulder first.
They're paying their dues. Quinn hits Jeff with a Tazplex, knocking him down for Brian Christopher to hit the leg drop off the top rope. Pin 1, 2, 3. I thought this was a really good match.
It was really.
It was pretty good. Brian Christopher held his own. I think this is probably my favorite match on Sunday Night Heat in the past 19, 20 weeks. Honestly.
Wow.
This is probably my favorite match on Sunday Night Heat so far. I'm not counting pay-per-views.
Okay.
But Sunday Night Heat, yeah, I think this is my favorite match. All these guys can work, even Christopher, who didn't do anything crazy, but he knew his limits and he didn't do anything above that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's getting the hyena over.
Like if you can't do, a level 5 thing, just stick to your level 3s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Your moves.
Do a perfect leg drop off the second rope every time, and I'm hooked.
Yeah. So they celebrate afterwards, Christopher and Taylor hug because they're best friends. They're giving the people what they want.
Yeah.
Then we have Mankind in his boiler room promo. He said he's not afraid of a 3-on-1 situation. He's looking he's looking for the boom of the week, the rewind of the week, the smack of the night. Yeah, Mankind is always he's one of the few people that like actually gets comedy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because every time anyone else tries to be funny on TV, those like in 1998, unless you're The Rock just talking shit to somebody, even The Rock looking back, I'm like, it's not that funny.
Triple H too. No, not that.
Oh no, not at all. Triple H is really bad, actually. Triple H just like comes out with dad jokes like before.
It's very forced, yeah.
Yeah.
And Mick Foley knows that it's a blue era, and even though he can go blue, he doesn't need to go that route.
Yeah.
He just knows what's funny and just goes the funny route instead.
Then we have Al Snow versus Draws.
I can't wait for this.
Both men brawl back and forth. Animal just leaves ringside after coming out with Draws. I'm just like, why?
Me too, Animal. Me too.
I'm like, why did you even bother, dude? Like, he should have just been like, Draws, you got this one. It's fine.
No,
dude.
he got there. He went.
We get a massive clothesline to Draws by Snow, and then Hawk appears. He's walking down the ramp. Hawk's arm is in a cast up to his shoulder.
And it's signed, so it's real.
I was looking at that. I was like, that shit's so 90s.
Yeah,
because like
all the signatures were the same.
Yeah, nowadays like you don't get casts like that. You know what I mean? You don't get those hard casts anymore. I never got one of those. I always wanted one. I always see people with like a cast, and you'd sign it and be like, "Thanks, man, you signed my cast."
Yeah, knock on wood. I've never had to rock one of those either.
Yeah. Well, you don't get them now. You get like these weird. You get like just better slings.
Yeah. Splints.
Like I said, Hawk gets on the apron, hits Draws with the cast right in front of Earl Hebner. But like Hebner, I like how he sees it and he's like, "Oh wait, I'm supposed to be looking the other way. Oh wait, what happened?" Because he was in clear view of it. Snowplow to Draws, pin, win. For the minute that these two guys went back and forth, they looked all right. I'm glad we're finally getting rid of Draws and LOD because I mean he's good. He's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong, but
the face paint was off-putting, and him, I don't know. The whole thing was just not, it never settled with me right.
Yeah. Hawk gets on the mic and says, "Draws, tomorrow night is the beginning of the end, and I'm gonna tell the world about our little secrets."
And I didn't see the Raw coming up, but spoiler alert, I did see the Heat coming up after this. There's no mention of it.
No.
I don't know what happens.
Well, I mean, I know what happens. This is when we find out Draws was Hawk's dealer, his drug dealer.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so he
must have blocked it out of my.
He called him his pusher, and then he eventually admits to pushing him off of the top.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be watching Monday Night Raw from 11:21 tonight.
Jesus Christ. No,
12:21.
12:21. Yeah. The Headbangers versus the Oddities are next because you needed more time in the bathroom to look at your cell phone. So the Oddities, they come out with a giant Christmas present, and
dude, did you notice that weird audio issue? Remember I was talking about it last week?
what?
How during I think it was during the pay-per-view, the audio was matching up now, like
Yeah.
the announcers matched up with the new music.
Yeah.
But this week it was like everything was swimming underwater.
Well, that's
The announcers,
yeah, they're dubbing over it. That's why.
It sounded horrific.
Yeah.
And then when the music stopped, that's when the audio came right back into normal. So yeah, they're still using the old ICP music on this show,
Which is really weird if you think about the whole situation with ICP leaving and like even they like had a feud with the ICP, and then they're coming out, for ICP singing their, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
One or the other is like, no, we are not releasing these tracks on our old network, or no, we are not allowing you to use our tracks on your old network.
Yeah, well, they don't want to pay the royalties. That's what it is.
Or ICP doesn't want to release the catalog.
Yeah. So let's see. Where was I? I was in this epic match. Let's see.
Yeah, so they have a Christmas gift rolling down the ramp.
Headbangers open the present on the outside. It's George the Animal Steel because
What?
I definitely remember this. He goes after the Headbangers. It's a DQ, I guess, because George the Animal Steel's there, and he bites on the turnbuckle, and he's now an oddity. I mean, he does fit in the Oddities. Don't get me wrong.
He does.
If he plays like the old Carney that's just still around, like I've been the strong man here for years.
Well, he's always been like the monkey man, the animal.
Yeah,
Steel.
He's George the Animal Steel.
He's still the animal.
Yeah. Next up, we have, I don't know why I wrote this down. DX is walking. I think they're just walking backstage. I don't know why I wrote that down. I felt like it was important to tell you guys.
Well, that was, throughout the show. That's how we go into break. By watching people either walk in or walk out.
Yeah, so what happened, I was talking earlier about Triple H getting screwed because we're in the WWF Rewind of the Week, sponsored by, what is it this week? Like Lugs?
Probably.
Or like
Lids.
Sam Goody. No, Lids is not around yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Macy's. Get your hip-hop clothing at Macy's.
The new Bobbit toy, Bobbit Jr. with little plugs.
Oh, no, Glover. It was Glover. Gotta love the glove. So Test, that's what it was. Is Test made his Test. This is a Test. He made his debut on Raw the week before, screwing Triple H out of the WWF title. When you think about it, it is good symmetry because Test screws Triple H out of the title. Eventually, Test turns face, almost gets married to Stephanie. Triple H steals her away, forces her to get married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's long-term storytelling. I like that. DX.
And for some reason, he was DX's bodyguard. For how long?
Test?
Yeah, they mentioned that on the show. They were...
No, he was Motley Crue's bodyguard.
Motley Crue, and DX drafted him, or not drafted him, but they picked him up to be their bodyguard. And all of a sudden, he turns on Triple H. You don't remember that?
Maybe like earlier in the night on that Raw or something. I don't remember. I didn't hear that. Yeah,
because he didn't show up on Heat last week. So
Raw the week before is when he debuted. So
okay, so they just didn't mention it on Heat.
Yeah, I mean, like if he was DX bodyguard, then he would have had. It would just have been like, oh, DX brought him in. This is our new guy, and then he turns like at the end of the night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's feasible, he got his regular salary of $300 an hour, and then Vince goes, "Hey, Test, how would you like to join us for $3,000 an hour?" So,
all right, bro. So DX cuts an in-ring promo. Billy Gunn gets on the mic. He says, "Corporation, I don't know how you can be so comfortable with our titles because you had a little help. And I mean a little help. Shawn Michaels, you can only hide behind that commissioner position for so long until I jerk a knot in your ass."
What?
Jerk a knot in your ass.
What is he talking
Until
about?
I
Wait,
jerk
it
a
gets
knot
even
in your
better.
ass, he says.
Okay, but it gets even better when Jesse James says,
He says, you see, he's going to jerk a knot in it, and I'm going to put my foot in it.
"Oh my God, you guys,
He
what
says,
were you even saying?"
as far as Boss Hog and Ham Hawk, you boys stole our gold, and now it's time to whoop your tough ass.
What?
And now it's time to whoop your tough ass.
Okay. I mean, first you started with jerking knots in people's asses, and then sticking feet up in man's ass, and now you're gonna. Something's going on with you guys and asses that I just don't understand.
Well, Billy Gunn, it makes sense. He's an ass man.
Yeah, sure.
But Road Dogg, I mean,
And then Triple H is
I don't
like
know.
mooning every week.
yeah.
Like, guys, it's okay. Just come out and say it, man.
Speaking of Triple H, he says, Rocka. He goes, how many times do I have to whoop your ass before that title is mine? And as far as tests are like just like rules. And you know how DX is with rules. You make them, we break them.
And this is good too.
I wish that was on a TV because nowadays that would be on a shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
DX rules. You make them, we break them. You know what I mean?
Then, who
So fucking cheesy.
He says something too like, "If you don't get out of my way, I'm gonna take you out of my way."
Yeah, Triple H sucks, dude.
Up the
at this
line there,
point.
buddy.
Out comes The Rock and Test. Rock says, Billy Gunn. He goes, you're just jealous of The Rock. And Billy Gunn legit just starts cracking up. I don't know if Billy Gunn had a problem with The Rock at the time, but he legit was just like, I don't know. I got this feeling of like legit hate between the two guys.
Yeah, take it easy, kid. That's what it felt like to me.
He says, Road Dogg, you're one of the biggest pieces of walking trailer park trash.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Triple H.
I know.
He goes, Triple H, you and The Rock have gone toe-to-toe, and you're a firm example of a guy who looks like Tarzan and wrestles like Jane.
Okay.
All right, Rock.
I kind of giggled.
And then Triple H says, Rock, the taste in your mouth is D's nuts. I didn't get that. Why did Triple H say that?
It's because the D's nuts joke was wild back then.
Okay. He goes, Rock, and then he says, oh, God, I don't want to even repeat this. He goes, no matter what, when you bring your monkey ass down here, I'll beat it each and every time. And I don't know. It was one of those things when I heard it, I was like, Triple H, you probably shouldn't be calling The Rock like that, saying monkey's ass to, like, I don't know. I know The Rock said it a bunch of times. But a white man telling a person of color, a man who's half black, you know, like it left a weird this is the face I made when I saw it. It was
I'm not gonna attribute it. I'm not gonna give it.
I don't think it was.
I don't want to. Okay, I'm not putting blame on anyone, but it feels. It feels. Okay, I want to predicate that. It feels almost like the Rock's promo. It kind of makes it's very influential.
Yeah.
And he could have fallen victim to the wave of the Rock's promo. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like he almost imitated him by saying that.
I know. I know he was just.
It's unforgivable. You should be.
It's just like when if The Rock looked at Stone Cold and be like, and The Rock says that's the bottom line because The Rock says so. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. 2020 looking back on 1998. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking on it,
and I really don't want to give Triple H from an excuse or an out.
But then I think about like Booker T and Triple H. You know, I don't know. I know, like he didn't say this to be like racist or throw anything at The Rock like that. It just came across weird to me. So
yeah, we could also say that about Vince when he dropped the N-bomb to John Cena.
Yes.
And the Booker was like, I know he didn't just say that. Maybe Booker should have said, you know what, boss? It's not a good idea.
Says, what the fuck was that, Vince?
Yeah.
Next up, we have the New Age Outlaws versus DOA with a referee, Teddy Long, officiating this match.
You mean the American Badass Prototypes?
Yes, the American Badasses. So eight ball and Road Dogg start this match. They got a lot of back and I mean, it was a nothing. I'm not even gonna go through it. Ellering gets involved. Billy Gunn pins 8 Ball, and DOA beat up on Paul Ellering after the match.
Yeah, so much confusion, no rhythm. There was a botch on that double headbutt. You know, when you do the double headbutt thing, like,
yeah,
they botched that. How do you do that?
Yeah, I was actually hoping that when they were beating up on Paul Ellering, LOD would have run down, or like at least Animal would have run down.
And let me
or
read
Hawk.
to you. Let me read to you what my notes say. Now I'm writing my notes as I'm watching the episode. DOA turn on Paul. Q LOD 3000. No. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Save it for Monday.
Maybe he'll get beat down again. But
we don't watch Monday, so we don't know.
I think they're fucking getting rid of DOA is what I think's going on.
That too, yeah.
Then we get a fatal 4-way match.
Okay. Put on the brakes. Fatal 4-ways usually involve all 4 in the ring at the same time. Am I missing something here? Am I right? Am I wrong?
I was just about to say that. Yeah, no. So this fatal 4-way match is really strange because it's a singles match, but at the same time, people are tagging in and out.
It's like a tag team fatal 4-way, right?
Yeah.
That's the way those work?
Yeah. But yeah, like so each man is in a corner, 2 men are in the ring. It's just weird to me. Because yeah, like you said, I mean, I'm under the impression that fatal 4-ways in a fatal 4. Oh, here we go. I got the rules. In a fatal 4-way match, in a fatal 4-way rules, the first man to claim the pinfall or submission will be declared the winner.
Okay, we know that.
I knew that already. Thanks, Bleacher Report. Didn't do anything for me. Yeah, no. So I don't know. It was dumb.
That's the only rule according to Bleacher Report.
We are also no. I mean, there's a bunch of other things, but I don't want to dig for it on there.
Yeah. No, a 4-way is all 4 men involved at the same time, unless it's a 4-way tag.
And the first person to get the pinfall or submission wins. Mm-hmm. And like a battle royal, like there could be a 4-man battle royal, but that's just like either that's elimination rules.
Yeah.
So. I was always partial to choosing Battle Royal when I played the game than Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
It was always easier.
Yeah. And Fatal 4-Way is no DQ as well, right?
I mean, it should be. Yeah, I mean, if it's one pinfall to a finish, then you would think so, because how are they going to DQ? I mean, I guess they could give the winner to the person who got hit, but it's not fair,
Yeah, it's not fair to the other people.
Battle Royal, yeah, you can get DQ'd, but whatever.
Yeah.
Back and forth between, I believe, was it The Rock and Mankind that started the match? Boss Man tags in Shamrock. Test and Vince are watching backstage. Eventually, Mankind locks the mandible claw on Boss Man, but Rock trips up the Mankind. Out comes Vince and Test. That's when we have,
of course,
we have a snap DDT to Mankind. Boss Man grabs a chair. Rock bottom Mankind on the chair. We have the corporate elbow to Mankind.
Really out of position too.
Yeah.
Hard Camel's over here.
And this is before they were like, no, you have to hit it right here looking this way. Every time you have to have shoulder pads on, because he had no shoulder pads to throw out in the crowd. Rock gets the pin in the win, like I said, after hitting the snap DDT on the chair, the rock bottom of Mankind on the chair, and the people's elbow. There was too much shit happening in this match. It wasn't the worst match I've ever seen on Heat, but it was too much stuff going on.
Yeah, they could have just fast forward through everything and just had everybody just beat up on Mankind right there and then at the beginning of the match with no repercussion.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, get the win, and then you finish as you did anyway.
Yeah.
With Vince pulling out a corporate sock.
Okay, so yeah, after the match, they all beat up on Mankind. Vince gets in the ring. He pulls a sock out of his pants. It's like a clean, pristine. It's like a black sock with like white dots. I'm like,
it's like felt cut out.
I'm like, is this a blackface Socko right here? Is this Socko wearing blackface? No, I'm kidding. It wasn't. It was just a black sock with white dots for eyes. He puts the mandible claw on Mankind. DX runs down
for this. The lamest mandible claw ever, right?
Yeah, he's just like, So then DX runs down for the save. And we continue the feud between the Corporation and DX, Mankind and The Rock, Socko, and Blocko. I don't know what Vince's. We never got a name for Vince's sock.
It was the corporate Socko.
It would be
Corplaco.
Yeah, Corplaco. There we go. There we go. Corporato. No, that sounds. I don't think Vince would name anything Corporato.
No, Copaco.
Well, that was Sunday Night Heat. What did you think of the show overall?
Decent.
It was pretty good.
For Heat, it was a B+ for Heat.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was one of those shows that, it had its ups and downs, but at the same time, it really, I don't know. So, like I said, some good wrestling. That tag match probably had the best match on Heat I've seen all year.
Yeah, the DOA turn, that was huge for Heat.
Yeah, definitely. And we see the beginning of Shane and X-Pac, and Shane was just talking shit to X-Pac. That's how it all started. Yeah. Just Shane.
Hawk coming back with the cast. That was a surprise.
Yeah. All right. I think that about does it here for us here today. We're going to get out of here. Like you said earlier, guys, don't miss the 3rd annual City Wrestling Radio Awards, December 27th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I don't know, figure out the rest from where you live. Premiering on YouTube. If you want to be notified and count down to the show, subscribe to us. Click the subscribe, the notify button, and it'll let you know when we are about to go live for the City Wrestling Radio Awards. We're going to get out of here. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Goodbye.